Ever struggled to keep your AI-generated characters looking the same from scene to scene in your videos? You're not alone. Just a short while ago, getting consistent AI characters was a real headache. It could take hours of training an AI model just for one character you might only use briefly. Plus, you needed a whole collection of photos of that character to even start the training process. But guess what? OpenAI released its new image generation model, and it became much easier. Let me show you how easy it can be using ChatGPT. First, we need a starting point, a reference image for our character. Let's imagine we're making a fantasy video and need a wizard. Head over to ChatGPT and type in a prompt like this. Create a 2 to 3 photograph of a wizard wearing a black magical cape and wielding a red staff. Nice. Now, here's the magic. We can simply refer back to this character. Let's put him in a new scene. Create a 16:9 realistic photograph of him riding a white horse toward a castle. See? ChatGPT understands we mean that specific wizard. Let's try another one. Create a 16:9 realistic photograph of him sitting on a bench praying towards the gods. It really is becoming that straightforward. But can it handle multiple complex characters? Let's test it. We need a worthy foe for our wizard. Maybe someone with intricate armor, details that are typically hard to keep consistent. Let's generate our villain. Create a 2 to 3 photograph of a fantasy medieval villain in fancy armor with multiple layers and gold inlays. Looking good. That's some detailed armor. Now, the real test? Putting them together. You can usually upload or reference the previous images directly in the chat interface. Let's try a battle scene. Create a 16:9 photograph of this villain fighting with the wizard. Make the wizard cast a spell toward the villain who is holding his sword towards the sky, perhaps crackling with lightning. Check that out. Notice how it kept the armor design quite close to the original, and both characters are recognizable. It's generated a pretty solid image, keeping both consistent. Let's really push it. Can GPT-4o handle 4 distinct characters in one scene while maintaining consistency? We'll need 2 more characters, let's say a princess and a king. Now, drop in or reference all 4 characters and try this prompt. Create a 16:9 photograph of the villain clasping the princess's hand, standing defiantly before the throne where the aged king sits rigidly, his robed wizard gripping a staff beside him. Even with 4 characters, it does a remarkably good job. The key defining details for each character are largely maintained. Okay, GPT-4o gets us really far with character consistency. But if you look very closely, especially across many different images or in close-ups, the face might still have tiny variations. For situations where you need the face to be absolutely identical every single time, there's another technique available: AI face swapping. This basically means using a separate, specialized tool to copy the face from your original reference image and digitally place it onto the new images from ChatGPT. It keeps the new pose and scene, but ensures the facial features are locked in perfectly. I personally use a locally installed face swapping tool, so I'm not too familiar with the online options out there. If you know of any good web-based tools, let me know in the comments below. And if this video reaches 1,000 likes, I'll make a dedicated tutorial showing you exactly how I install and use this local face swapping software. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss it. Okay, so you've got your consistent images. How do you bring them to life? For turning these images into video clips, I often recommend checking out platforms like Freepik/Picasso, where you can access and experiment with multiple different AI video generation models under one subscription. Just upload your image. The platform suggests prompts automatically. You hit generate and voila, you get an animated result. A quick piece of advice: the AI video generation space is evolving incredibly fast. A model that's amazing today might be overtaken next month. So I'd personally stick with monthly subscriptions for these tools rather than locking into yearly plans right now. So there you have it. A much simpler way to get consistent characters for your AI videos using the latest tools. If you want to learn how to create a YouTube channel centered around AI stories, check out this video where I share all the essential secrets for optimizing your channel for success.